I wonder if people do that. Incredible vapor production.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us again. My name is Vlad.
And my name is Anton.
And today we're going to be reviewing eGo AIO.
Arguably one of the best starter devices out there that's not going to break the bank.
This little device retails for $30, making it one of the cheapest starter kits on the market.
It also provides an excellent mouth-to-lung vapor, as well as being a sub-ohm tank, which is pretty unheard of.
To operate this little device, all you really need to know is how to press a button. Because to turn it on and off, you click it 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you just hold the button to vape. Nothing to it.
One cool feature that came with the eGo AIO is that you can actually customize the color of the LED that's at the bottom of the tank to kind of match your outfit or match the flavor that you're vaping. When the device is in off mode, press and hold the fire button for approximately 3 seconds, and then the LED light is going to come on. Next, click the fire button. Each click will present you a different option for a color. Simple as that.
Few words of caution. As easy it is to fill this little guy, you have to be careful. The silver AIO has a clearly visible max line that tells you how much liquid you should fill up. The black AIO has this line, but it's quite faint. The red and white AIO, on the other hand, does not have this line. Instead, you're supposed to use the red paint as an indicator of how high you should fill your liquid.
In order to prime your coil, you can go one of 2 traditional ways. The first one being taking a couple of drops and just dripping them into the center of your coil. Alternatively, what you could do is you could attach the coil to the chimney. Once your tank is nice and full, you just screw the chimney back on and just take a couple of pulls without pressing the fire button, just to really make sure the juice is nice and in there.
Alright, let's give it a vape.
Let's give it a whirl.
Let's see how cloudy we can make it up here. Now, this is a mouth-to-lung device, which means that it has a very tight draw. But I'm actually getting so much vapor out of this.
The vapor production for such a small device is pretty phenomenal, quite unexpected.
One thing I will complain about is I'm not getting the flavor that I want. Now, it is to be expected. This is an entry-level device. It is a mouth-to-lung device, so you're not going to get the flavor of, say, a UL Crown or a Cleto. But it is a little bit disappointing. The flavor is very muted.
The flavor does leave you wanting a little bit more. However, for a $30 device, I think the flavor is pretty phenomenal.
Okay, so I don't recommend pulling it that vigorously because I just nearly burned my lip.
One thing that really stood out for me is the battery life on this thing. It's absolutely phenomenal. I was using it just short of 24 hours. That's my primary device for this video. And I have to admit, I didn't have to plug it in once, and as you saw, it just died midway through this video. So I think that's a pretty incredible testament to the battery capacity of this little device.
Alright, so now let's go over the pros. This is a tiny, tiny device. You're not gonna get a sub-ohm device smaller than this. Unlike the all-in-one devices of the past, like the Kanger knee box, the eGo AIO is truly simple. You fill it up, you close it up, and you press the button to vape. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Another benefit of this unibody design is that this device does not leak. And the best thing by far about this $30 device is the vapor production. I have never seen a $30 mod chuck such big clouds.
Now, although this device is great, there are a couple of downfalls to it. The first one that popped out at us when we started using it was the flickering lights. As soon as you press the fire button and start inhaling, from the corner of your eye, you might catch the LED light flickering a little bit for the first second or two of your inhale. Now, normally I wouldn't really bother mentioning the fact that the top cap gets a little hot. However, with the drip tip that protects you from splashback, your lips do end up fairly close to the cap and sometimes do end up touching it. It's not going to burn your lips, but it is going to be an uncomfortable sensation. Another con worth mentioning is the airflow in the eGo AIO. Although it is adjustable, it is extremely counterintuitive. The last and possibly biggest con with the eGo AIO is the way they did their filling marker. On the silver AIO, as we mentioned, you can actually see the line quite well. However, with the black one, and especially with the red and white one, the line is next to impossible to see.
Now keep in mind, a lot of these are just nitpicks. We're advanced vapors, we've been vaping for a while, and we've invested quite a lot of money into these fancy ass 200 watt box mods, and you can't really compare that. It's not fair.
Although we did just list a sizable amount of cons for the eGo AIO, I wouldn't say any of these are make it or break it. The device itself is pretty phenomenal, and if you're a newbie vapor, I doubt you'd even notice most of these.
So, regarding newbie vapors, let's just put that out there right now. This device is for you. Newbie vapors who have never touched a vaporizer before, who don't want to toil around with 510 connections, who don't want to be taking their tanks apart or playing with wattage and trying out the temperature controls and all this and all that. You want a simple device, you press a button, it just works, it gives you great vapor. The eGo AIO is it.
Although it's a great device for a beginner and produces a fair amount of vapor, all you people out there using the Clito or the RX200 with the UL crown, this device is going to be a serious downgrade both with regards to vapor production and flavor.
Alright, thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to let us know what device you'd like to see us review next. Until then,
stay cloudy, my friends.
stay fresh.
AIO!
No, Vlad. AIO.
Ah.
I like that.